What's up, salespreneurs? This is the perfect episode if you've missed a couple and want to get caught up on some of the coolest businesses that I've been interviewing with so far. I'm going to run you through 4 businesses that you can start today as a B2B tech salesperson, and also give you some ideas on how you could take care of them. So for those who don't know me, I'm Clay T. I run Salespreneur Stories, and I've spent the last 7 months hunting down sales reps turned entrepreneurs through side hustles, buying, building businesses, real estate, all because I have this belief that sales is the number one skill you need to start and run your own business. And this show allows you to hear stories and see how people are able to leverage connections, income, and network, all to build a successful business. Now, additionally, I want to let you guys know about some cool stuff that's been happening in the background. I've been connecting a lot of sales reps with jobs, as well as business owners with growth agencies. So if you're a sales rep that's looking for your next job, or you're trying to start a business and maybe you need some mentors and some help, let me know. I've got some connections I can help you out. Additionally, if you're a small business owner and you listen to some of these growth agency experts and want to hire them, or just explore what options are out there, let me know. We can find the right person that fits for your type of business. So let's just jump into it, okay? So there are 4 types of growth agencies that I think salespeople are positioned to kill it with. Now, they all have a few things in common. One, they're low capital, high margin business. You can start as a side hustle, as well as you can easily validate if the market works, and you can take a lot of time building it out. So there's 4 business types. I'll list them off for you right now. One is a clagency. Another is like being able to build a go high level agency, remote closing, and fractional SDR work. So if you've been listening along to a lot of the episodes, you're already familiar with some of them, but I just want to provide additional insight and maybe some like recap information, why I think each one is really interesting and why sales reps could do really well building these things on the side or as their first business. So the first one is a clagency. Now, my name's Clay. I wish that I could take more credit here, but I was actually introduced to the clagency concept by Alex Fine over at the Understory Agency. And clagencies have been popping up in support of this new AI tool called Clay. It essentially allows companies to do personalized outreach at scale. Now, the way you can think of this is traditionally a sales rep would go onto ZoomInfo or LinkedIn Sales Navigator and find 30 contacts and create personalized outreach campaigns for each one. And it's really cool because if you book 5 meetings and they're really qualified, it's great, but it also is very time intensive and it's hard. It's manual labor. It's like picking up bricks one by one, as opposed to being able to use a pallet and you pick up the whole group, right? And so with this tool, it's been a breakthrough for GTM teams because they are now able to shift their marketing spend and their SDR spend into this new avenue that produces a higher ROI. Because we're able to do this personalized outreach, we can convert more. So instead of doing the 30, we can do 1,000 of those campaigns all at once. And another reason I think that these are a unique opportunity is companies will hire to pay agencies to implement all sorts of things that provide a real ROI. If you look at Salesforce.com is a big investment, but for any company that wants to do 20 to 50 million, they have to invest in it. And a lot of times they hire outside contractors because there's only so many people that know how to implement Salesforce.com. Same thing with Clay. Clay is one of the most amazing AI tools out there to help drive revenue, and every company needs revenue right now. So if you can be one of those people that knows how to use it and can pay, and people will pay you for it, I think there's a huge growth opportunity. Now, I would recommend doing this the way that Alex does it, which is he started it while he was working full time and learned how to use it really well. And then once he got really good, he decided to go full time with his partner at the Understory Agency and was able to make that leap. So it was able to reduce the risk. And that's one of the reasons why sales reps have such an advantage is if you can learn how to use this literally in your day job, then people will pay you as a contractor to do it on the side. So Claygency is really high up there. If you're trying to drive leads for businesses to sell B2B. The next one I think is really cool is Go High Level. Go High Level is a full marketing suite service and CRM for SMB and local businesses. Now, this one's going to be more of a B2C play as opposed to B2B. If you're doing a Claygency, you're likely working with businesses to sell B2B, whereas Go High Level is an agency that's helping businesses sell to customers. So you can think of it as a software for marketing agencies. It's full white label. It manages everything from your paid ads to your funnels, managing appointments, email campaigns, inbound leads, creating websites, and more. I think it's really cool what Jackson is doing over with Domble, because he initially bought a company that did reputation management and it didn't work very well. But then he transitioned over to white labeling his Go High Level and was instantly able to drive tons of leads for roofers, as well as charge between 2 to 5K a month per client and scale up to 15K a month MRR in 6 months. And it's not that outrageous to do it. The third one I think is really interesting right now is remote closing. What I love about this is there's literally zero startup costs, because you have these organizations, whether they're influencers or companies that specifically work on driving leads, but they don't have a closing component. They don't have a closer that they hire, and they'll hire you as a 1099 to come in and sell event tickets, online courses, life insurance policies, and pay you a 10 to 15% commission on those, as well as you can work for 2 to 3 at a time. So you're kind of diversifying your risk. And Garrett Campbell's the one that showed this to me. And he was able to do it by working with multiple different companies. And he works with some of the top influencers in the industry. And so he's a really interesting one. But you can also start to build teams around yourself and hire VAs to help save you time and become more efficient. And you can really follow like the model that Garrett Campbell has. So this fourth one is another one that I'm super thrilled about and have seen lots of people having success with. Early on, we interviewed Braxton Porter. We've had Hunter Deskin and James Hansi Manoli's on. I even wrote a blog about this over the weekend. But this fourth one is the fractional SDR. The biggest takeaway that I think people should think about when it comes to fractional SDR work is that for the last 5 to 7 years, tech has been the most well-funded, tech-enabled, sales-trained organizations in the world. If you have been a sales rep in tech for the last few years, you've been in one of the best boot camps ever when it comes to learning how to sell. And so a fractional SDR is just an experienced sales development rep who knows how to run basic tech tools, outreach campaigns, and most importantly, can book consistent qualified meetings on a contract basis. So they're similar to a growth agency, but more focused on getting qualified meetings for the said company. Now, the way that you can position yourself to these companies is just say, hey, I am a sales development rep. I have hit 150% of my quota for the last 6 months, 12 months, whatever. And you can do some other things to add to the resume. You say, I work on a contract basis and I charge between X and X for qualified meetings booked. Now, several people I've had on the show have been able to scale their businesses to 15, 20, 30K a month in MRR just by doing this simple thing. And it's really a win-win, because it's a win for the companies, because a lot of these like early stage companies take a huge risk by bringing on SDRs, and you give them a 3 to 4 month ramp, give them a little cushion room. All of a sudden, like you might be 6 to 7 months in on this thing and it might not be working. You're paying benefits and trying to introduce them into the culture, when really like all these like startups and companies they need results. And so fractional SDR shops can perform on a performance basis and get paid that way. And the cool thing is that because you're an experienced SDR, you already know what it takes to book these qualified meetings. You can even leverage things like Clay to do that. Those are just things that I would encourage you to consider with the fractional SDR side. Now, just to recap it, we have the 4 different growth agencies that you can look at, whether it's a clay agency, running all the lead gen, personalized outreach at scale. You can go high level if you're looking more to work with local SMBs and leveling up their marketing outreach. You can do remote closing if you just want to drive a lot of cash quickly so that you can reinvest it. Or you can do the fractional SDR shop where you have a different approach at trying to drive growth for these different businesses. Again, these are all low capital, high margin side hustles that you can turn into real businesses, and you can easily validate by playing to your skills with these different businesses. So if you're interested in working with one of these types of businesses, starting one of these types of businesses, leave me a comment on the YouTube or just shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. I'm connecting with these guys every day, and I'm really fascinated with what they're building. So until next time, thanks for listening, you guys.